We've got some breaking news. Look at the Dow Jones Industrials. It is now down just 13 points. We also have this developing story. A measure was just passed in the last couple of hours by the very powerful New York City Taxi and Limousine Commission. The new regulation calls for a vehicle cap that would, in essence, block thousands of Lyft and Uber drivers from licensing their own vehicles, while instead forcing them to pay each year to rent cars. More than 80,000 Uber and Lyft drivers could be affected, but it's not affecting the stock. You have Lyft up nearly 4%, Uber's higher by more than 1%. But this news breaks as one of 2019's most highly anticipated unicorn IPOs. Lyft prepares to report earnings today after the bell, which is in 36 minutes. Our next guest was the very first to issue a buy rating on Lyft even before it went public. And he believes that Lyft is the clear winner in the ride-hailing race. We're also joined by D.A. Davidson, Senior Vice President. Tom White joins us, along with Barron's Associate Tech Editor Eric Savitz. Tom, to you first. As the first to issue this buy rating before Lyft even IPO'd, explain your reasoning on how you think this new measure could affect Lyft and why you're still so bullish on the stock.
Yeah, so look, I think the measure today, first of all, I'm not sure how widely kind of disseminated it's been to the investor community today. There's obviously a lot in the press.
I think we are the first network to report it.
Yep. So, and even though once it gets out, I think it maybe was also a bit anticipated. It's basically an extension of a cap that's been here in New York for quite some time. There were some additional elements to the change in the regulation. For example, they're going to further reduce the percentage of a typical New York City driver's time where they can drive around Manhattan without any passengers in the vehicle. Mm-hmm. These are definitely a negative for Lyft and also for Uber, particularly if other states and other large metropolitan areas follow suit.
But it could have been worse, is what you're saying.
It could have been worse, and I think also I don't think people were expecting that New York was going to undo the cap.
Okay. Eric, I want to get to you, and you've got to tell me what you think as a journalist who has covered both of these stories. We are expecting numbers from Lyft. They do have revenues expected, and they're doing good business. What do you think about this new measure?
Well, look, I think New York is responding in part to the need to control what is a very bad traffic situation. There's a recent research paper that came out that was funded by Lyft and Uber that talks about how much of the car traffic in major metropolitan areas, including in New York and in San Francisco, are Lyft and Uber traffic. And it's an increasing percentage. In San Francisco, it's as high as 13% of the of daily traffic in the city. And so I think that there is a need to figure out ways to reduce unnecessary car traffic. And this measure, for example, to try and prevent lots of empty Ubers and Lyfts from driving around looking for their next ride is in part what the New York Taxi Commission is trying to accomplish.
None of these issues really tackle the biggest one, Tom, and that is the amount of money that these companies have to pay their drivers. I mean, Lyft is expected to report $800 million plus in revenues, but still a loss of $1.7475. When are either of these names going to post a profit when they have to pay their drivers?
Yeah, it's a very important question. I mean, we personally think that Lyft is going to be probably on a shorter time frame for achieving profitability in its ride-sharing business than Uber. Uber's just fighting a lot of very intense competitive battles, not only in ride-sharing, but in Uber Eats. Online food delivery globally is probably even more of a drag on profitability at the moment for Uber than core ride-sharing is. In Lyft's case, this year they've signaled that it's going to be sort of a peak investment year. So, for tonight and for really the next quarter or so, I'm not anticipating that investors are really going to hold them much to making meaningful progress on kind of the profitability line. But I think revenue growth and revenue trends are kind of going to be the main metrics.
What's your call on the stock?
We've got a buy rating on Lyft. Yep,
and Eric, your final thoughts before we get these numbers on Lyft and Uber.
Yeah, I just want to touch one thing on this cost of drivers. There's a measure in the California legislature that would redefine, force the sharing economy companies to define their drivers as employees rather than contractors, which would substantially increase the cost. So I don't think this issue is going to be settled for a while. If it gets passed in California, you can imagine copycats in other states too. We'll see how it goes.
It's an overhang on both of these names. We'll be watching it. Eric Savitz and Tom White. Great to have both of you.